Labour in a cash for access scandal over meetings with 150,000k donor. We're going to read into this more from Open Democracy, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Open Democracy with the headline of Labour in cash for access scandal over meetings with 150,000k donor. Labour's top brass, including Keir Starmer, gave Bloomberg exclusive look at the party's financial plan at a private meeting. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share us across social media so others are notified of this video. So I've already covered several stories with regards to Labour, and we know, and you should know if you don't know this, that Labour have been taking in a lot of donations from non-unions, from very wealthy people, from very interesting corporations. For those who aren't aware, Open Democracy covered at the Labour conference prior to the last Labour conference that a lot of the organisations were a couple of weapons manufacturers, one or two healthcare companies, not really even in the interest of companies and that who aren't looking for let's say, the interest of the British public. Why would they have such kinds of organisations at a Labour conference? Now, you would expect those kind of things at a Conservative, but why a Labour one? A while ago, I covered a story about Rachel Reeves accepting potential money from banking and investment firms as well. So we know that Rachel Reeves has had them. And a story from the National a while ago also claimed that West Streeting had accepted money from certain private equity firms. Now, I did try to look this up on West Streeting's expenses, but I did not find specifically any specific healthcare companies directly donating to him. So I haven't seen that directly. So if someone wants to provide me with a source that he is gaining direct money to that, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below, or share with me on the Discord, because I've not seen a direct link. Now, I'm not saying that the National is misleading, but it certainly doesn't surprise me if West Streeting is found to have been taking money, but I haven't seen a direct correlation there. But we do know that Labour are taking these kind of donations. And I want to know that those who are defending Labour, those who are defending it to the hilt, are they comfortable about these donations that aren't from unions, that are from corporations, that are from some of these lobbies who are not in the interest of the public in any way, shape or form, but in the interest of maintaining the status quo? Because that's what they want to do. They want to maintain the status quo. And the best way for them to maintain the status quo is by influencing and infiltrating the Labour Party to basically influence it to basically follow the same kind of patterns and lines as the Conservative, but not to make it too obvious that they're going to be following them. Now, it's entirely possible that could be the plan of what they're trying to do, which is why more than ever we need proportional representation in order to avoid this direction that we're heading down. And it is a cause of concern that they are accepting these kinds of money. This is why so much we need to change this. We need to stop these kind of wealthy people, wealthy donations and corporations throwing money at these political parties to influence politics for their benefit that they can make money off, while we the ordinary people continue to suffer at that expense. We really need to change this. It's a dangerous precedent. Yeah, one thing is for sure. And we need that proportional representation. We need that media reform, and we definitely need reforms when it comes to the House of Parliament and the House of Lords. But again, can we trust Labour to do these things? I'm still incredibly sceptical, and I know a lot of people are sceptical too. So the Labour leader Keir Starmer, Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves, and 4 other senior party figures met with major media and financial information Colomotto weeks after it donated £150,000 to the party, sparking concerns of cash for access from transparency campaigners. The meeting between Labour and the Bloomberg Group, which took place in Edinburgh on December the 8th last year, was described as suspicious and highly unusual by 2 Labour sources. Private roundtable events came shortly after the US business conglomerate, majority owned by American businessman and politician Michael Bloomberg, made its first donation to Labour in 7 years. The donation was made by Bloomberg's subsidiary called the Bloomberg Trading Facility Limited. The party used the meeting to offer Bloomberg and others in attendance an exclusive dive into its flagship financial service policy document, which was published the following month, according to a social media post by a person involved in coordinating the event. Labour did not deny that the meeting was connected to the donation, which a spokesperson telling Open Democracy it is standard practice for the Labour Party to meet with the private sector. The party did not reply to Open Democracy's query about whether Bloomberg was given exclusive access to the flagship financial service policy document. Bloomberg declined to comment for this story. The Edinburgh event was facilitated by Sovereign Strategy, a lobbying firm that has represented Bloomberg for almost 2 decades, which promises to get its clients' messages heard at the highest levels of government, according to the firm's website. Lobbyists hold such events to introduce their clients to Labour frontbenchers so they can try and shape the party policies on issues relevant to their business. But 2 Labour sources who spoke to Open Democracy on conditional autonomy to avoid retaliation for appearing critical of the party's leadership said the Edinburgh meeting was highly unusual and suspicious due to the sheer number of senior politicians present. Starmer and Reeves were joined at the event by the Shadow Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds, the Shadow Minister Tulip Sullig, as well as the Scottish Labour leader Anne Swiley and Daniel Johnson, MSP, the party's business spokesperson in Hollywood. Other comparable meetings are typically attended by 1 or 2 shadow ministers. Open Democracy has analysed more than 200 meetings attended by Labour frontbenchers in the past year based on publicly available data, and triangulation through multiple sources found that the Edinburgh meeting involved far more senior figures than any other. The meeting took place less than 2 weeks after Bloomberg Trading Facility Limited, a subsidy of Bloomberg LP, donated £150,000 to Labour, with the conglomerate becoming one of the party's top corporate donors for all of 2023 in a single day, according to Electoral Commission records. A Bloomberg company last made a cash donation to the Labour Party in late 2016 when it gave the party £60,000. The firm has since handed the Conservatives £260,000, most recently donating £1,000 in June 2022. That tells you everything that you need to know there. They were handing lots of money to the Conservatives, but now that they know, obviously, the Conservatives are on their way out, they're now getting their hands in the Labour Party. This means that they can continue to influence our British politics here, which is why we need to stop these donations. Simon Yohel, head of policy and advocacy for non-for-profit advocacy group Positive Money, told Open Democracy that voters should be worried by the timing of the meeting, which took place as Labour finalised a key document to set out its policy on the financial service sector. What is most concerning is that the weeks after this meeting, Labour published a plan for financial service that reads like a big lug lever to big finance, that you must be there so that could have been written by the industry itself, Yoel said. Labour spent months drafting its financial service report, bringing it a staffer from City Consultancy, Oliver Wyman, to put it together. After its publication in January, Reeves and Sullig threw a lavish, no press allowed reception in the City of London famed Guildhall to thank the industry for its contributors. The press was not allowed to join. I wonder why, guys. Probably because they didn't want people to know what conversations were being made. In a since-deleted Lincoln post, the Sovereign Strategy staffer said the round table discussion had a focus on the outlook of the financial service industry and its exclusive dive into Labour's launch of the Financial Service Review. Yoel added, Rachel Reeves herself has acknowledged New Labour's errors in relying on an unregulated financial sector to generate wealth. Yet the party seems on repeating the mistakes of letting the City of London dictate policy making, which inevitably the public will again be left paying the price for. In a video from the event, Starmer can be heard telling the attendees, what you see now is a Labour Party that is fundamentally different to the Labour Party that fought the last general election, unrecognisably different and very obviously pro-business. The video, which Labour released on the day of the meeting, made no reference to who was at the event and what was discussed. Bloomberg holds a unique position within the financial sector, providing hardware, software, data and advisory service to all manner of financial service institutions. Its computer systems, Bloomberg terminals, are used by banks, institutional investors and financial analysts all over the world to access high-level investment data and place financial transactions. The company also has a new division and TV channel that employs over 2,700 journalists from in 120 countries, according to its website. It's been asked billionaire, founder, and majority owner Michael Bloomberg is a fixture in US politics and one of the richest people in the world. He was mayor of New York City for 12 years before running for president as recently as 2020. Yowell said that access to front-bench politicians could give Bloomberg a value added for its clients, raising serious concerns around the cash for access in our democracy. Again, this is why people should be concerned. This man has he's probably got already influence within US politics, and now he's getting influence within British politics, if they haven't already had that influence. The roundtable was also attended by investment manager Bally Gifford, Aegon assistant manager at NatWest Group. For several months in 2022, NatWest provided a member of staff to Jonathan Reynolds' office, valued at $13,800. A Labour Party spokesperson said donations from corporate entities are declared in line with Electoral Commission rules. Labour is proud to engage with the financial service sector as we develop policies to grow our economy after 14 years of Tory chaos and decline. This is standard bearer practice, and the argument they will also say is that they're not breaking any rules, they're not doing anything wrong. This is the thing that they will say. Scottish Labour refused to provide any additional details about the meeting, with a spokesperson saying that only the party meets with a rank of stakeholders to discuss a range of issues. They added that boosting economic growth is at the heart of our plans to deserve a fairer, more prosperous Scotland, and we are working in partnership with both business and trade unions to deliver that. Lobbyist Sovereign Strategy has in recent months strengthened its links to the Labour Party, which is widely expected to win this year's general election. Keir Starmer is featuring it in a brochure published by the lobbying firm in September 22. The Labour leader is pictured posing for a photo alongside Sovereign Chairman Alan Donnery, a former Labour MEP, in front of a display bearing Bloomberg's branding. The brochure goes on to quote a senior Bloomberg executive as saying that the firm has expanded our influence in key decision makers. Expanded their influence. And the donation speaks for itself, doesn't it? Sovereign Strategy also donated £5,000 to Deputy Leader Angela Rayner for campaigning activities last month, according to the Register of Member Financial Interests. Just over a week after the donation from Sovereign to Rayner, Starmer met with Mike Bloomberg, the billionaire co-founder of Bloomberg, to discuss Labour's partnership with business. This donation appears to be a breach of public affairs code set out by the Public Relations and Communications Association, the PRCA, a trade body representing UK lobbyists and Sovereign Strategy. A breach of the code could result in a member being reprimanded of their membership of the organisation being suspended. Section 8 of the code, a set of rules of the proper lobbying of government, states that PRCA members must not make any award of payment in money of any kind to any MP, and there is no suggestion of wrongdoing on Rayner's part. A spokesperson for Sovereign told Open Democracy the donation was made by a company's chairman in a personal capacity but was unwilling to provide any further details. Now, Labour source, however, confirmed that the donation was from the company that made its company bank account. The PRCA said it was reviewing the information Open Democracy had provided. In January early this year, senior account manager at Sovereignton, who was involved in organising the Edinburgh Roundtable, joined the Executive Committee of Labour Business, an affiliate of the party that focuses on fostering links between Labour and the business community in January. The Sovereign staffer in question previously worked for the Labour Party for a number of years in the business relations and endorsement team. They are one of a number of former Labour staffers that have left their positions at the party to join Westminster consultants and lobbying firms in the past 18 months, as firms look to beef up the Labour bona files in anticipation of a Conservative wipeout in the next election. Steve Goodwich, head of research and investigations at Transparency International UK, told Open Democracy that parties should scrupulously avoid their perception that they're being offered political access in return for cash. The next general election looks set to be the most expansive in modern times, so it's crucial that politicians of all stripes avoid stumbling into quid pro quo in the rush for funds. Until we reduce the cost of politics, cases like these will continue to undermine public trust in our democracy, which is already precariously low. And this is exactly why you cannot trust the Labour Party. You just cannot trust the Labour Party. If this kind of stuff was not happening, guys, and it's not just Open Democracy that have covered these. I've seen stories from other outlets as well. So this is not just a one-off thing. This is happening. They are taking money from them. Now, one of the big arguments that defenders of Labour will make is that it's perfectly fine, that they're still going to be sticking to their plans and their policies and whatnot. But Labour have changed so much within such a short space of time. Was Corbyn perfect? Was his policies perfect? No, of course not. He was we do question, of course people question Jeremy Corbyn back there, but to see that to what we are now, to what Labour are now is bonkers. It really, really is. They will no doubt be influenced by these corporations and businesses. And I question of how much influence that the unions are going to have now on the Labour Party, because I do think that they're going to that their influence is definitely going to be a trouble. That is for sure. While they are still one of the biggest donators for the Labour Party, those who are just getting their hands and throwing money at these MPs, the thing is, there's nothing illegal about what they're doing. There's nothing illegal about these donations. And it needs to be stopped, because we are the ones who are going to suffer and miss out on at the end of the day. It needs to change. It needs to stop. We need political parties to stop accepting such big donations. It's really not good. And it's not healthy for any kind of democracy, let alone a British democracy. And I do fear the path that we are going down. I really genuinely would like to think that Labour are not going to go down this path, but I'm very, very sceptical, guys. I'm very sceptical of it, but it's not good, that's for sure. But what do you guys think? What do you make of this story? What do you make of Labour's in cash for access scandal? This is not the first time we've talked about Labour accepting donations. Are you guys concerned about this? We know obviously this happens with the Conservatives, but how much of this have we heard about from the Labour Party? Is this more the reasons why you plan on not voting Labour, or do some of you have valid reasons why that Labour are doing this? Let me know your thoughts and more in the comments section down below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me in the work I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.